Welcome back. A beautiful November day. Got a nice little fire going. We got a skip of snow last night, which is always appreciated. Gonna be heading out on the quad in a bit. Be able to look for some fresh tracks. First, I got a few things I gotta take care of today. First things first. Look at this. Squirrel tracks running across the bridge. Got a squirrel that likes to come and take the bread I leave for the birds on the stumps. He runs across our bridge. Been able to feed him from my hand a few times actually. But the bridge needs some maintenance. We got this one board right here that's quite rotten. My worry is that as I'm driving across with my quad, if that board breaks, my tire falls in between these rails, that'd be no good. So we're gonna do a quick little repair job on this. Speak of the devil, there's Mr. Squirrel. Ideally, I'd just rip that board up, lay down a new one. I think on average we get about 5-6 years for each board that we place on here, which isn't too bad. They're just untreated spruce, but I don't have any boards right now ready to go. I'll have to get busy with my chainsaw right away. I have another chain coming that I'm going to file down to a ripping chain, and I'll get busy making a bunch of boards, but for right now it's just going to be a temporary fix. The wood planks for the firewood shack for the roof, I have a couple extra, so I think what I'm going to do is just take one of these. I'm just going to nail it on top as a temporary fix until I get busy ripping some new boards. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but that'll do at least. Give enough extra support where quad can't fall through there. I've got a bunch more boards to replace. Some of them aren't too bad. We also have a lot of variety in the length. So what I'd like to do is eventually rip all these up and just cover the whole thing with 12 footers. Make a nice consistent pattern with the boards going across here. But for now, that plank will do the trick. So next up, we got to build some steps. We come down here to get water from the creek. Obviously right now we can't drop the bucket down because there is about 2 inches of ice on here. But there's a pretty good drop off on the bank, and then the bank right here is pretty steep. So I need to make some steps so I don't kill myself trying to get water. You can see the drop off, it's about 3 feet, and then the bank itself is quite steep going up there. And when you're holding a 5-gallon bucket of water trying to scurry up here, it's pretty tricky. It's not something I want to keep doing. It's something I don't want my dad to try and do, so I'm gonna make some steps. Right here the bank doesn't look as steep. There's not as big of a drop off right here. Maybe build something to go in between those 2 trees, some steps coming down. Yeah, right through there might be the better option. It is still steep though. My original plan was to find a big tree, cut it to the right length, and then notch in steps and then just lay it down the bank, but I measured and it would be about 13 feet. That'd be one hefty log to try and work down there. So my other idea was to sacrifice a few pieces of these firewood and make some wooden steps. This won't be a long-term solution, but this will definitely get us through this winter. Since the ground isn't froze up yet, I can use that to my advantage. Make some nice flat spots for those rounds that I cut to lay. Work them into the bank. Make a nice set of steps. Three steps done so far. I have to do one more, I think. And then maybe a couple over there just to make it easier to get up that little slope. Well, it's not perfect by any means, but it's certainly better. So the last thing I want to do is put a step right here. It's kind of got a steep little drop off. Flatten out the bottom, maybe put one step in the middle. That works pretty slick. Better than I thought it would. Certainly better than scurrying up the steep bank and risking falling or spilling the water. Pretty happy with that. So, a couple quick fixes here today. Nothing all too permanent, but enough to get by for the coming weeks. These steps will last throughout the winter. And the spring, when the snow melts, the water level in the river rises up, so those bottommost steps will probably get washed away, but I plan to hopefully make something a little more structurally sound and permanent. We'll see, but for right now, it's not too bad. My dad is on his way out here right now. Just got the text. He's bringing along some family. So we got a few visitors this weekend. Not too sure how much I'm going to be filming, but either way, I'll be back right away with the next one. I got more hunting to do. We got more traps to set. We got traps to check, so lots coming right away. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. As always, God bless. Stay wild.